Before we get started, any Trojan fans in your house? I didn't catch the game last week against Stanford. Did you guys win? That was my tribute to Matt Damon and Kimmel. Alright, so before we get started, I'd like to just introduce myself a little bit. My name is Chao. I grew up in Taiwan. I moved to Canada when I was 15. Went to college there and then came to Bay Area to Stanford for statistics as a master's degree. And then after that, I worked in the Bay Area sort of about 12 years now. For the first 6.5, I was working at a SaaS company doing demand forecasting and price optimization. Then I spent about a year at an integrated marketing agency doing social media predictive modeling for Warner Brothers. So we did a lot of clustering of movies and looking at Facebook and Twitter data to try to predict movie and DVD sales. After that, I joined LinkedIn, and so I've been at LinkedIn for about 2.5 years now. So the first thing that they ask you when you join LinkedIn is what's not on your LinkedIn profile, right? So hopefully everybody's got it all completely filled out and all-star level profile strength. So what's not on my LinkedIn profile? So the thing is, actually, it took me about 2 years and 3 months since I first applied for a position at LinkedIn, and it took about, I would say, about 8 phone screens and 4 on-sites, and I met, I think, between 25 to 30 interviewers on-site. So to this day, I've not found somebody who can beat that record. So the point of that is that don't give up. You map out your strategic play to try to get to the position you want, right? And if you fail, you keep trying. Somebody tells you you're not good enough, you learn it and then shove it in your face. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to start with. So what I do at LinkedIn is I work on our sales solutions product, which I'll talk about a little bit. But first, let me just talk about what business analytics and LinkedIn is, just in case people are familiar with that. So first thing, this is called a virtuous cycle, right? So basically you have members and growth and they do stuff on your website, you get a lot of data, and then you analyze it and to try to create more engagement and more member growth, right? So where is business analytics sit? In the red part. So this is why we exist. I'm not going to read the mission, but the biggest thing I would say is, for all the working professionals in the house, young professionals and aspiring professionals, it's so different from coursework, right? Where everything is well-defined. In the actual workspace, nothing is well-defined, right? So you have to basically be the person to study the business, to understand the data. You have to find the problem in the business context. You have to then design a solution for this problem, and then you have to build a solution. And then after that, you still have to implement it, right? So the point of all of this is that, I think a lot of people are asking questions like, what are these skills that I need to become a data scientist, right? And if you went to my colleague Wenjing's talk earlier, she'll tell you that it's about creating value, right? So ultimately, you have to understand what is the problem that you're trying to solve. The company's hiring you to be a thinker, right? They're hiring you to solve problems. And there's really only 2 things, which is the same thing, is that they care about is growth and how do I make more money. It's really that simple. So this is why we do what we do. And where does business analytics sit for LinkedIn? We actually sit in the center of a very data-driven organization. So we support pretty much everything about the business. And so the first thing is obviously the product and engineering. We support marketing, customer success, operations, and sales. And the only thing that we probably don't support is like maybe facilities. I don't think there's a team that helps to figure out how much lunch we need to order. It's just always there. So that's kind of where business analytics sits. And the thing that we were just talking about, right? So you have to create the problem, you have to find the problem yourself and then actually design a solution around it. So the first thing you do, this is sort of a business ROI 2x2. What happened, right? So obviously the first thing, the most important thing, and people trust you with this, is the data, right? You are the safeguards, the data logic, in the problem space you're working on, right? So everybody you have to maintain a level of accuracy and understanding what works and what didn't, because nobody else will know the data better than you. So you're entrusted with this enormous responsibility to get the data right. Next thing is, why did it happen? Right? So you build some statistical models trying to understand historical patterns and customer engagement, what things are correlated and what's not. And then you try to build predictive models on top. So this is about what's going to happen next week, what's going to happen next year. If I increase this metric, what's the result that's going to drive? And lastly, it's insights. So what can you derive from all this work to go to your business partner and say, hey, I think you should do X, Y, and Z because of so-and-so, right? Ultimately, it's not enough to just build a model, because you have to actually drive impact with all the work that you've done. And so it comes to basically this graphic. So this is a tip of the iceberg, right? So it's commonly referenced graphic that the data we analyze is really just like 0.05% of everything that's out there, which is the tip of the iceberg, and then underneath the sea level there's all this type of data infrastructure that supports it. So, but it doesn't matter what analysis you did if you can't turn ice into ice cream. Because somebody needs to be able to consume this, use it, and actually change behavior in the organization that you're in to drive impact. Without impact, it doesn't matter. So that's business analytics. Next, I'm going to talk about what is LinkedIn Sales Solutions. So LinkedIn has 4 main product lines. Everybody should be very familiar and very relevant in the hire solutions line. Hopefully everybody has a job seeker premium SKU that charges you, I think, $29.99 per month. It works. It'll place you in the top of the job applications that you're applying for on LinkedIn, so I know that personally. The second business line is marketing. So believe it or not, we actually have a lot of marketing revenue from our marketing solutions line to sell things that you saw, like sponsored jobs. Companies can post jobs on LinkedIn, and then they can pay to actually have it ranked higher. And updates, right? So you see a lot of these content from our customers doing sponsored content on our site. The third one, which is the one I'm working on, which is also the best one, is the Sales Solutions. So Sales Solutions is about helping sales professionals on LinkedIn. So if you actually think about it, LinkedIn has 450 million members. There's actually a lot more salespeople in this world than there are recruiters. The last one is at work, and basically we have a lot of Linda and other type of SKUs that works with enterprise. So let me pause and just maybe ask the floor a question. How many salespeople are there in the world? That's a trick question. Everybody is a salesperson. Because at any point in your life, you've already tried to sell something. If you're a startup, you're a founder, you're trying to sell your product, you're trying to sell your services, you're trying to sell your company to investors and VCs. If you're a job seeker, you're looking for a job, you're trying to sell yourself, right? You're selling your skills, your assets, your smarts, what have you, right? So every person on this planet has done some sort of sales activity in one part of their life. What we want to do is influence these relationship-driven selling because of the power that we have, which is with the professional social network of LinkedIn. What we want them to do is convert from this old behavior of cold calling, right? So what does a salesperson do? They come into work and they pick up their phone and they dial like crazy, right? They just basically call 1,000 people a day hoping somebody will answer the call to set up a meeting. What we're saying is like, look, don't do that. That's a waste of time, right? You want to actually, what you want to do is you actually should use LinkedIn to find the people that you want to engage with. You want to stay in touch with all the things that they're doing. They're sharing their posts, any company updates and news about them, and basically build trust, right? So how do you build trust? You actually, you share relevant content knowledge in your domain, your expert knowledge, and this is really about building social capital, right? So think about your life and your connections and how you're building social capital throughout your networks, because it's going to be really, really important later on in life, more so than you probably could imagine today. So, like the things I was just talking about, right? So you want them to actually basically do these 4 things to create a professional brand. So people actually look at your profile, they know what you're about, they know what you've shared, and then you can use LinkedIn with the event search filters to find the right people and the right targets. You can save them as leads, separated from the LinkedIn platform. We've done some data analysis, of course, that we saw people who are using social selling, they're 50% more likely to hit quota. And once you hit quota, what happens? If you're a salesperson carrying quota, you hit quota for a year, then you get invited to these really exotic, really beautiful places in the world for an entire week, all expenses paid with your significant other usually. And so this is like, we have people going to Dubrovnik last year, going to Thailand, Mexico. These are like super exotic places that every time I look at that, I'm like, hey, how come I'm not invited? Because my analysis helps you hit quota. So unfortunately, the answer they gave me is, hey, if you can forfeit your salary and take quota, then you can go, which I'm not ready to do. And so you can actually find out what your SSI is. So this is the social selling index. You can actually go to linkedin.com/sales/SSI to look up your social selling index. And this is a score out of 100. So I'm not going to tell you how it's created, but if you come and find me later on, maybe after a few drinks, maybe we can talk about it. And so I covered a little bit about the mindset of a business and analyst or data scientist person. Talked about the role that we play in the product. So next I'm going to actually talk about some real life projects that I've worked on for LinkedIn. So the first thing is the what I call the individual propensity score. So this is basically a show for IPS. And so we have all this data at LinkedIn, which is really insane, like a treasure trove, right? So the first thing we do is try to analyze all the members' behavior and engagement to try to predict whether they are more likely to buy our products online. And so this is what the IPS is. And so what we found is that once we created this score out of 100, almost half of all orders is happening between the top tier, the top 10% of members that we've been able to score. Also that they are 66% more likely to convert through marketing campaigns, which is huge in terms of the conversion metrics increase. And who are these people, right? So they're coming in through free trials or paid subscriptions. They survive longer, they churn less. So churn basically is like you have this view, but then you don't renew, right? So a lot of people have probably had this email before, right? So you get a free trial, and then if you don't cancel, then you become paying, and if you pay, then you can cancel, and that's a churn. So what we find is that they churn less, right? So they're more likely to buy, and they also they like our product and they don't leave. And the churn is also like unilaterally higher across all the different acquisition channels, including like emails, in-mails, different who view my profile, and such and such. They also engage a lot more with our content, right? So they look at more pages, they do more searches. They're saving more members as leads so that they're actually focusing on them. They're looking at more companies. So this is really, really good, right? Like we want them to do more so that we can actually continue to sell to them. And who are, I guess we have a problem with the PowerPoint. Somebody forgot to update. And so who are basically all these people that we actually found as our target, right? So the high IPS cohort. And so what we saw was that they tended to be, I think you're over here, 22. Are you advancing or am I? Okay, you do it. Okay, here we go. So it's a product for salespeople, right? So what we found was that if they're in business development sales functions, they're more likely to buy our product. duh, right? Also, they look at a lot of companies. So think about what salespeople do. Why do they come to LinkedIn? They're looking for contacts, right? They're looking for prospects. They're looking for companies to sell to. So they do a lot of searching. Also, these red bars, meaning negative coefficients, or they're negatively correlated, they tended to be younger, right? So they actually, what we found was that if you stay in the same job over, let's say, 10 years, you're less likely to buy this product. And what we deduce is that they're probably more resistant to change. Like these are some of your salespeople. Sales is a very old sport. There's a lot of dinosaurs in the industry, people who don't want to change, right? So they're less likely to adopt the social selling approach, which is a shame, really. They don't search a lot for jobs, which is then allow us to differentiate your searching behavior from sales to being a job seeker, right? So you're not looking for jobs. And the last thing I would say is take it, at face value. There's no judgment coming from me. Is that for sales professionals, they tended to list fewer education on their profile. So you think about this, it actually makes sense, right? So if you have a PhD, do you want to go doing sales? At this point, maybe not, right? So this is what we found as well. Is there any salespeople in the crowd? Good. All right. So how do we actually encourage behavior then, right? So we found all these interesting insights. How can we actually get more members to do more of these things so that we can actually sell to them, right? So we want them to actually do more page views. We want them to look at more profiles and look at members, and we want them to do more searches. So the idea is really that once we've identified these people, how can we continue to nurture them with email campaigns, suggestions, and within product to get them to do these things that are relevant for increasing their IPS scores in the hopes that we will convert them later down the funnel. So next is APS, and what is APS? So APS stands for Account Propensity Scores. So propensity score basically is a likelihood to buy, right? So think about it this way. So we have a lot of member data as well as company data, right? So LinkedIn is very fortunate in a very unique position with a professional social network that has company to member connection. And I'll say it again because it's really important. We have member to company mapping information. This is the data that everyone is trying to get to that they cannot get to, right? Because we have a members first policy. We don't share any of our data with vendors. What LinkedIn is able to do is map people to companies so effectively that we actually know roughly how many people works there, right? And we actually know like who is doing what with what place. And so we can aggregate all that information into like company firmographics information. So we can find out how many, let's say, recruiters are at a company by using text analytics or some other type of data mining techniques. Same thing as we could using for salespeople. So this data is insanely valuable. And so what we do is then turn that into a propensity model, right? So this is actually the first thing that I worked on since I joined LinkedIn. And so what do we actually what kind of data we actually include? So of course I can't actually tell specifics, but we look at their usage on LinkedIn, we look at their growth year over year, so we actually know how many people who are at this company, let's say, at a given point in time in history, right? So then we can actually reduce their growth. And then we have social selling data, so we know what they're doing on LinkedIn that is related to sales. And marketing activity, so if you ever go on LinkedIn and try to download a white paper, requested a demo, and things like that, those are counted towards marketing activities. You click on email campaigns and so on, so we aggregate all that information to a company level and then run it through our statistical model and basically come up with the result, and that is the APS. What we found was that for win rates, so what's a win rate? Basically, it's like the probability of basically winning the deal, right? So it's like if you talk to a customer, what is your average win rate? And so what we were able to find is that with high APS customers, we were able to achieve 2.5 times the average win rate. So the next is the last is one-two punch, right? So what is one-two punch? It sounds so silly, but when I talk about it, it's gonna make sense right away, I hope. Which is, we just talked about two pieces to the business, the B2B and then the B2C world, right? So B2C is all the member level information that we collect, and that we have purchase data, we have engagement data, we have demographics, we have who our members work for, what kind of skills, what kind of education they have. And then we have B2B, which is business-to-business data. We have company-level firmographics data. We have sales CRM data. And so we can tie these together in a one-two punch fashion, right? So what is that? So punch one is find the companies, right? So find the best companies, or find the right companies to target. And then find the people on those companies to reach out to, right? So this is super simple, right? Like it's just like, of course, like if I need to prioritize 1,000 companies, I always find the best companies, and then within that company, I want to find the best people to reach out to. So combining APS and IPS, we found that if you actually saved, right? So the person you want to reach out to, and this person has a high IPS score, you're 1.3 times more likely to reach the contract discussion. Now, if you do both of that together, right? So if you have a high APS account and then also high IPS at the contact level, then you're 1.4 times more likely to reach the contract negotiation stage. And if you combine those two, we're able to achieve an even higher lift, right? So on top of the high APS account, combined with APS, it's about 3.5, 3.6 times the lift on win rates. And so this is the, of course, this project is still live and ongoing, and then sort of like being implemented and then affecting behavior change in LinkedIn for Sales Solutions. And so just to summarize, right? So what do we do exactly, right? So we have data, that's not surprising. We analyzed it, that's also not super surprising. The point is, how can we actually take something that seems super valuable, derive some insights from this, talk about it in a way that makes sense to business leaders and sales VPs in a language that they understand, and then they're actually able to believe in this to implement it throughout their organization, right? So you're basically telling people to target these companies, and their livelihood dependent on it, right? If you told them this company is going to sell, and if it doesn't sell, then there's a risk that they won't hit their quota, right? So they also have families to feed, right? So think about the impact you're trying to change and the behavior that you're trying to change through the analytics is the ultimate goal, I think. So last but not least, maybe most importantly, we are hiring. So if you are interested at LinkedIn, you can shoot me a note or shoot Wenjing a note. I'm not hiring personally right now, but our team is hiring. So I'm sorry, like if you want to join my team, you're gonna have to wait till next year probably. And that's it, thank you. So I'll take questions.